In Black America, if you're a single man that's doing very well, you can pretty much have the pick of the litter. And I know that's probably anywhere in the world, but in Black America, it's for certain. Especially if you're an athlete or a rapper or a singer. But oh yeah, drum roll please! Nothing is better than being a pastor. I would argue that being a pastor is even more dynamite than being a rapper or an athlete. And the reason is because you get so much respect as a pastor and you don't have an ending on your career like athletics or musicians. And that brings me to Mr. Keon Henderson. This guy at one point was one of the most eligible bachelors in America, being a pastor of a large church. And I'm pretty sure women were all over the guy. So stop the show. How does he end up getting married to a woman that's not in the church? Rewind, Nemo! You know what? That's very interesting. Sometimes we're unequally yoked, and as men, that could be our problem. If we're a nerdy guy, sometimes we like big booty Keisha from around the way, but big booty Keisha don't like us. It's kind of like opposites attracting. A lot of times we need to stay in our lane, but we don't anyway. But Mr. Keon Henderson found out that Shaunie O'Neal was single. And of course, she was married to Shaquille O'Neal. And she was a celebrity wife, a celebrity star. And that didn't really make much sense for a man like him to want to marry a lady like her. So Keon Henderson was married before, and he does have 3 kids. So it makes sense that maybe he could marry Shaunie O'Neal. But what's interesting is that Shaunie O'Neal is not a big person in the church. But you know what? They hooked up. And they even talked about how they met here on this podcast.
Oh, I'm gonna let you start. You tell me what it was like when we first met in our first date.
Oh, I had the best time. We had a impromptu date because you were technically you weren't in Los Angeles. You were pretty far outside of Los Angeles.
San Bernardino.
And you preached at a church in San Bernardino. I lived in LA. And you were like, oh, I'm preaching. You want to come? And I was like, San Bernardino, not so much. Love to hear you preach, but I'm not trying to drive to San Bernardino by myself. That's right. I wasn't driving that far to church. So anyway, on your way leaving San Bernardino to go home, they had you leaving out of LAX, which was great because I was like, cool. Maybe we can hook up when you get to LA, which was, around dinner time. But I was out with some friends having dinner. So I said, okay, well, we're not going to be able to do dinner. I'm already out of dinner, but maybe I'll hit you later. I hit you later, and you were at your hotel, and then you were like, well, you can swing by here. In my mind, I was like, hotel, swing by, I'm a lady, okay? You need to understand. So keep that in your mind. So I said, okay, I'll meet you in the lobby. And you were a gentleman, and you were in the lobby. We went in the restaurant, and we sat, and we had such an awesome conversation. I ordered a margarita.
No, you ordered 2.
Now, of course, they're married now, and everything is, really going well. But we all know that Shaquille O'Neal was a person that was a cheater. And here's a time where she caught him cheating, and she did this.
On an episode of Basketball Wives, Shaunie O'Neal recently revealed once she and Shaq had switched Blackberries on accident, and she saw girl after girl texting him about different things Shaq had done with them. Now, this isn't a huge surprise when people think of athletes, right? Well, the interesting thing is what Shaunie did after the fact. She let everyone in the whole world know on national TV what you should do if your man cheats on you. And I went in the arena and I went in the garage. Not only did I flatten tires, bust a few windows, I wrote on the hood of the car, I cheat on my wife, I ain't shit, with a knife. Whew, girl, now that is a woman that a man should never mess with.
Now that's interesting, because she's so upset about the fact that Shaquille O'Neal was cheating on her. And rightfully so. I mean, they are married. But what we're about to hear right now is shocking evidence that Shaunie O'Neal allegedly is a cheater herself. Now, why is that? Well, if you look at Keon Henderson, you know, he might be a nice guy, and she did say he's a gentleman, but that might not mean that she's sexually attracted to him in the way that he might be about her. And a rapper by the name of Luce Cannon, stop the show. Yeah, Luce Cannon. He's about to be a loose cannon and tell everything that happened with him and Shaunie O'Neal. Boy, you don't want to miss this.
That's what Shaunie O'Neal told me.
I don't believe that.
Shaunie O'Neal told me the same thing.
But for
Shaunie
real,
told
Cannon.
When she brought me my watch.
you was Shaunie.
Oh my God.
Shaunie O'Neal.
Oh my God.
You know the crazy part, right?
Hold on.
Look,
Hold
the
on,
crazy
no.
part, right? No, look.
No, wait.
Look. So look.
That's a wild card,
Listen,
bro.
Jesus.
Bro,
Brought
what
me
do
that
you?
AP, right?
Wait, who brought you an AP?
Shaunie, right?
No,
what?
Shaq's bank account.
Look, Shaq got mad at me because I'm or whatever like that. But that's that's
What the right here?
So
right
when I proposed to her, right?
Wait,
Shaq
You
go off on
proposed?
her.
He proposed to
Shaquille
me.
O'Neal?
Yeah.
wait, stop. You proposed to Shaunie.
No,
hell no.
me.
To her.
When he proposed to me, Shaq DM'd me and said,
And
"I wish
blocked
you the
him.
But
best."
what the you got to do with Shaq?
Because he was my friend
Prior to
prior
him
to
and Shaunie.
us.
So
So
Shaq
when I
know who
posted
you
this-
are.
Yeah.
Because his wife or ex-wife.
No, because she was spending money on me, right? So she got me a Richard Mille.
You got Richard Mille. You capping?
Yeah.
Come on.
No, he's not.
Dead homie.
Come on.
He's not.
What happened to it?
I got
It's not today?
No, he gets shot too many times. He don't wear
shot.
jewelry no more.
yeah. So it's like at the end of the day, I was. I mean, she was like a sugar mama to me on Crip. So at the
So
end
you
of the
can't,
day,
men do the
Okay,
same
hold
thing
on.
women do. I telling you right now.
One second.
Okay?
1 second.
Men
Let
do
me
the
ask you
same
a
thing.
question. Was you going to the house?
I was going everywhere.
Well, what city was the house in?
Listen. She gonna be mad to the ball when she see this, but at the end of the day, is Shaunie O'Neal. She know what's up. I her like 2 weeks before she got married to the pastor.
Oh
she
my
was
God.
like,
You gotta get her divorced. Stop
Wait.
it.
No, she told me she was like, I need some good before I go down the aisle. I said, Crip, I got you. What you got for me?
Oh my
she was
God.
like,
Wait,
I got
no,
you.
listen, she
Hold
was
on.
like, I got 10,000 for you. I said, that's not enough. When I pulled up, she gave me 50. So,
She was trying to cop
He gave you 50
High five,
racks.
high five, baby, high five.
You got it like
was a
that?
Good one.
Of
High
course.
five.
Yo,
So of course, he just told it all. And Whack 100 and Adam 22 just can't believe it. Me neither. But you know what? And the women are upset that he told it. Listen to this. Autumn says, please stop selling microphones. Now, the east side of Afghanistan says, this is why Lori Harvey makes these jiggas sign NDAs. We'll blur out what she really said. And you know, I noticed the ladies, they didn't have much of a problem with the fact that, you know, she was cheating on her husband allegedly with this guy. They're mad that this guy is out there telling it. And that's very interesting. But, you know, I wanted to think about why is it that a lady like Shaunie O'Neal would be dealing with a guy like this who clearly can't take care of her, won't deal with her, but she's looking for some good D before she gets married. Well, and that's why we have Alpha Male Strategies as a resource. He's going to explain why so many ladies like Pookies and Ray Rays.
Pookie and Ray Ray, they was out in the streets, and most of them, if not all of them, don't have a father either. But the difference is they had other guys in the street teach them the game. A lot of you guys think that women like these guys because they thugs and they shoot people and they kill people. That is not why Pookie and Ray Ray girls. The reason Pookie and Ray Ray these girls because they learned the power of unavailability at an early age. We nice guys thought we gotta be there for her. I don't want to miss a phone call. God forbid if we put any doubt in her head that we're trying to be good guys. I don't want to think I'm cheating on her. If I don't answer the phone, she might think I'm cheating on her. These guys knew from OGs in the street telling them the game. So maybe they didn't have a father in their life, but they had OGs other pimps, hustlers in the streets telling them to give women space. Don't be so available. That's why most of these guys know how to play with these girls' emotion. We get into our 30s and 40s and we learn these guys learned that when they was 14, 15, because they had OGs in the street teaching them to treat women like to be distant, to not always respond so quickly, to not be so available all the time. They learned that from OGs in the street. We didn't have that. Most of us didn't have that. Most of us grew up in fatherless households, or even if we did have our father, the mother ran the household. Guys, women, you can't be there like that. They like a mystery. They like a challenge. They like a guy that they got to run behind.
See, here's the real situation going on here, all right? If this is true, it makes sense, according to alpha male strategies. You see, Pookies and Ray Rays come from the same kind of community that we come from. And of course, what happens with them is, they also don't have their fathers, but they have had people in the streets teaching them to become unavailable to women. And that is what, unfortunately, a lot of ladies like. Most guys are just too nice and too available. And do you know what? Being too nice and available can sometimes breed contempt. And then what they can think is, well, you know what? I don't really respect this guy. Let me go out and find somebody else. And maybe the pastor can't. Booty clapping sounds. Maybe he's not putting it down in the bedroom. But Luce Cannon was probably killing it. And even though she couldn't marry him, listen, he was probably putting it down. And unfortunately, this happens to so many men every day. It's happened to me. Want to know why? Because a lot of us as men, we like women that are outside of our comfort zone. And we got to be honest about that. You see, the reality is, if you're a pastor, you need to marry a lady that's more in line with the ministry. Now, I'm not saying you even safe there, because women in the church stay getting their cheeks clapped. But this is a lady that wasn't so big in the church like he is. Pretty much he, outstepped his boundaries and went and did something different instead of staying in his wheelhouse. But that's the issues that us as men do. We gotta know where we're comfortable at, what kind of women are okay for us, because hey, some of these ladies, again, if they're in entertainment, if they're in Hollywood, and I get that's probably why he wanted to get married to her, you gotta understand, man, they got their little side dudes too. And unfortunately, you might be too much of a nice guy for certain ladies, and when they get put on by Pookie and Ray Ray and them, it's booty clapping sessions all night long. And if you're the one that's taking care of her while somebody else is clapping her up, you're never gonna feel good about it. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I appreciate you for all you do. Subscribe to the bell. We're out.